All right, what's up everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. Today, well, we are talking about our little golf cart here. This is my 2000 Yamaha, and yeah, it's a G16. I bought it for like 1,800 bucks, and over the years I've done a few things to it, repainted it, put different wheels on it. It's just kind of my go-to around the acreage, just kind of jump in it and go. It's pretty handy. And I just put a new back seat on it, which means that I have to modify to put the roof back on, but I kind of like the way it is, just kind of like that. But we do have a new product I got sent. We're gonna check this out. It's gonna make this thing a whole lot cooler. Let's go check it out. All right, so check this out. We have a brand new Bluetooth speaker from Ecoxgear, and kind of my plans for this is I want to mount this on the front of the golf cart, kind of where those studs are for the roof. And if I needed to, I could always mount it onto that bracket that goes on if I put the roof back on. But either way, we're gonna check this product out. There's some very, very unique features about this, and I'm very excited about it. It does have 20 hours of playtime because it's battery powered. You don't have to run any wires. You can put this thing pretty much anywhere. You can just carry it with you if you wanted to. So it's pretty multifaceted. You can put this on your boat. You can put this on your UTV, your golf cart, wherever. You don't even have to have a place to connect it to the vehicle's battery. You can use its own battery, which makes it very, very nice. So it's Bluetooth, it's waterproof, it's mudproof, it's sandproof, it's shockproof, it's snowproof. So this is a weatherproof unit, so it should have no problem being on the front of our golf cart. And that thing sits outside most of the time. So this is going to get a very good stress test for real life in using this. It's not going to be under a roof for most of the time. So I mean, I guess we're going to see how well this works in the future, but I'm very, very excited to try it. It is a 500 watt peak power Sound Extreme SEB26 is the model we have here today. And we're gonna open this thing up because we probably have to charge the battery pack, and then we can kind of demo it and show you guys exactly what it does. All right. Looks like we got a remote control right here. We've got some hardware. We have some clamps and rubber for protection. We've got a multitude of bolts. Here we have our battery pack. Let's open this guy up. And there that is. You can see it's a fairly substantial battery. Got a big connection right there. Imagine this kind of just clicks into the unit. And we've got an indicator here for our charge. We're at about 3 bars, so we're gonna give this thing a full charge just to make sure that we have everything good to go for a while. And then over here we do have our charger, which is very nice, a lot like your power tools charger. You just kind of have this box here, and then you got your wall plug. Stick that on there, and let's plug this thing in and give it a full charge. All right, so our battery pack is plugged in. We're gonna wait till we have a full charge, and we'll get the rest of this here unboxed. So here it is. You can see you have a speaker here on the end. We have speakers up here on the front. We have our controls. Everything is nice and rubber, so if you get mud or anything on there, you're good. You do have, looks like we have a USB right here as well. So if you wanna hook up your phone or whatever, you can do that directly, which is pretty cool. And if we flip it around, we do have some LED lights here as well. So I believe this works as a light bar. So this will also be very nice because the lights on the golf cart, they aren't very good. They're incandescent. They're just kind of antiquated at this point, but if we can use that for that, that'd be cool. And from what I understand, there's also party lights here in the speakers. So this thing should definitely liven up the old golf cart experience. And you can see right here, this is where our battery goes. So once we have a charge on that, we'll plug that in and get this thing all ready to go. All right, so now as we wait for our battery to fully charge, we do have a lot of different mounting ways we can do this. There is these bosses here on the bottom where we can run these bolts into. If you have to go through something or you want to mount it to a plate or whatever like that, you can do that. We have lots of hardware here, long bolts, short bolts, even studs if you want to go that way. So very, very handy in that respect. We do have these button head bolts, and that's actually for these end pieces. So these go on the end of the speaker by the subwoofer, and you can do it pretty much any orientation. And then you can use any of these clamps. They have larger size, and then they have a couple smaller size. We got some rubber protection we can put on there so we don't knock off the paint or the powder coating on anything that you're mounting it to. If you have like a roll bar or something like that on your side-by-side, you want to go that route, we can do that as well. For me, I think what we're going to do is actually get a piece of flat aluminum, and then I'm just going to mount probably with the end caps. And then I'm probably going to go through, there is also a hole here as well, so I'm probably just going to go through with a bolt, and we'll just bolt down these end cap mounts onto a flat piece, and then we can kind of orientate whatever we want to do for where we want our speaker and where we want our light bar to point and all of that. So we'll have to figure that out. But once this thing's all charged up, we're going to power it up and see how everything comes on. So just quickly looking at our control panel here, which is nice. I mean, if this is behind your head, that's where your remote's really going to come into play. It's really nice. It has this little rubber protection kind of piece that goes over top of here to keep this from getting banged up if you're having this in your side-by-side or in your glove box or whatnot. But you do have the option to have all your controls right here on the remote, so you don't have to reach up behind your head. For us, it's going to be right in front of me, so it will probably be okay with where it is. But you have our mode button here, we have our power button, we have our volume up and down, we have our seek and all of that. And this actually does have FM as well, so you can go into the FM mode and find a radio station. Got our play button, we got our Bluetooth, we have our party lights, we have our front light bar, and yeah, everything is right nicely where you want it to be. So yeah, it looks like a very, very cool speaker. Everything feels very stout. This thing's definitely got, this thing has some weight to it. It is not a light, cheap feeling speaker. This is a solid unit, and I'm very excited to hear how it sounds. So being that this is battery powered, this is a very, very, very good feature, because I have a boat and I've been out on the beach and people are running down the beach saying, hey, anybody have a jump box? We left our radio on and now our boat doesn't start, things like that. And I'm sure that can happen with UTVs. I know my UTV battery is probably about the same size as the one in my ATV. So if I'm running my stereo at lunchtime or whatever, where we're sitting there just kind of hanging out, I don't want to be running the battery that I'm relying to start my machine on with my radio, especially if you're cranking the tunes or whatever, they can drain it down. So being that it is battery powered, you never have to worry about that. The worst that happens is the tunes go off, and not a big deal, really. I mean, at least you can get home. But with 20 hours of battery life, I don't really think you're gonna have to worry about that. So we got it flipped over. This is our battery compartment. We have this big Velcro strap right here, which goes in there and then back onto itself to make sure that battery stays nice and secure when you're going down the trail or around your yard or whatever you're using the speaker for. So we also have this big plug right here, which is nice rubber plug. Keep all your contacts nice and clean. If you are just running around and you have your battery charging, you don't have to worry about stuff getting in there, which is nice to hang on to that. So we are pretty much charged up here. You can see we are at 4. I mean, the light is still red, but we can charge it again after our demonstration. So let's get our battery put in. This goes in like that. Nice and tight. We'll put our strap around it. Very, very easy. Was able to do it one-handed. Now we have our power source installed. Let's see what this thing does. All right, so let's turn this thing on. Just gonna hold down our power button. Is that what we do? Yeah, I think so.
Speaker mode. Ready to connect.
All right, so we're ready to connect our Bluetooth. So I'm just going to do that quick on my phone, and we'll be right back and give us a little bit of a sound check. All right, so my phone is connected. Very, very simple. You just hold down the Bluetooth button for a second, and then you'll hear a sound, and then you can go into your Bluetooth, select the speaker, and then it connects, and it talks to you and tells you that it's connected, and you're all good to go as far as connectivity goes. So now let's put something on here and see what we got. Well, actually, first and foremost, let's get the party lights going. Oh yeah, there we go. We got lit speakers, and I think you just tap for the different colors. I don't know if they go in any kind of sequence or if it's just, maybe it's just the colors. Let's see if we can do anything else here. All right, so it looks like it's just the colors. I don't know if when the sound comes on if that changes, but we do have color on there as well. Let's turn on our, ooh, okay. So we have colored lights on the front here. So I wouldn't say this is like a light bar. It's more just kind of like a party light. We do have a white light on here, but it's not like, it's kind of more like just a little bit of a glow. It's not a super bright like light bar type situation, but definitely has some light on the front anyway, so it's pretty cool as well. All right, so I got a little mock-up here on kind of where I want the speaker. Probably gonna tilt it a little bit different, just kind of see how, I'm gonna make a plate that goes across these two studs here and just kind of see how that all works out and kind of get the angle right, which is really nice for the way they have this, where you can kind of get pretty much any angle you want when you want to mount this thing onto anything, and makes it very versatile. You can see we have our front light bars on, and these are just kind of cosmetic. They're not like a super bright light bar or anything like that. They have different colors. We have red, we have 3 different levels of white, and there's like kind of like a greenish yellow as well. Then you can see we have our subwoofers on either end backlit, and you can change the colors on those. So let's turn around our microphone and give you guys a little bit of a sound clip.
We the last of a breed that don't ever die.
So as you guys could hear, that sound is absolutely awesome on this thing. You can walk really far away from it and it still projects really far. So if you're on the golf course with this, unfortunately, I hope everybody likes your music because they're probably going to hear it. Also on here, you do have an in and out for a jack as well. If you want to just kind of plug something in, you can do that as well if you don't have that Bluetooth connectivity, but just kind of gives you options. So if you want to listen to the radio, you can do that. You can plug something in. You can actually, there's an out as well, so you can plug it into something else. You can also have your lights going, you can have your front lights going, and it's battery operated, so super easy installation, easy connectivity to your phone. And I don't really think it gets much better than this for something that's compact, versatile, and just goes right onto whatever you want to put it on and get those tunes going while you're having fun. So big thanks to Ecoxgear for sending this out. I will have their link in the description if you guys want to grab one of these. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep that hammer down.